Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Speakeasy FM.
Hi, we're really glad you're here today.
I'm Stacy.
And I'm Ian. And on this channel, we help you practice real, everyday English.
The English people actually use, not textbook English.
Stacy, something a little strange happened to me this morning.
Strange how?
I was on the train, and I just stopped in my head. I looked around at everyone, and I thought, wait, what am I actually doing today?
Just today?
No, not just today. My whole week. Maybe my whole year. It only lasted about 10 seconds. Then the train stopped and I had to get off. But the feeling stayed with me all morning.
I know that feeling. For me, it usually happens when I'm doing something really normal. Washing dishes, standing in the shower.
Right. It's not a big dramatic moment. It's just a quiet moment where you suddenly notice something.
And I think a lot of people watching this know exactly what we mean.
Maybe you have a good job, a nice place to live, people who care about you. From the outside, everything looks fine.
But inside, something feels a little off, like you're just going through the motions.
Maybe you're a student and you picked your subject because it sounded smart or because your family wanted it, not because you actually love it.
Maybe you're learning English, and some days it feels like you're not moving at all. Same mistakes, same slow feeling.
Maybe you moved to a new city or a new country, and everyone around you seems so sure of themselves, and you're just not.
Or maybe nothing bad happened at all. Life is fine. And somehow that makes it worse, because you don't even have a clear reason to feel this way.
That stuck feeling. We wanted to talk about it today.
So today, we're talking about feeling lost and small, real ways to find your way again.
We'll talk about why we get off course in the first place, why feeling unsure isn't always a bad thing, and small steps that actually help.
And of course, along the way, you'll learn some really useful English. Words you can use to talk about your own life in your own way.
Let's get into it.
Okay, so let's start here. What does feeling lost actually look like? Because I think people imagine something big and dramatic.
Like crying on the floor or quitting your job in one dramatic moment.
Exactly. But most of the time, it's much quieter than that.
It is. For me, it looked like waking up, going to work, talking to people, smiling, doing everything right, but feeling like I was watching my own life from far away.
Like you're on autopilot.
Yes, autopilot. Your body does the actions, but your mind isn't really there.
I remember a specific morning like that. I was sitting in my car outside work. Everything about my life looked good on paper. Stable job, nice apartment, kind friends.
But
I just sat there, staring at the steering wheel. I didn't want to go inside. I thought, is this it? Is this how the next 10 years will feel?
that's a heavy thought for a Tuesday morning.
It really was. And that moment is what made me notice something was off.
It's strange because the feeling itself is actually useful, even though it feels terrible.
What do you mean?
Well, discomfort is often a signal. It's your mind telling you, something here needs to change. If you never felt uncomfortable, you might never notice.
So the bad feeling is actually doing its job.
In a weird way, yes. It's painful, but it's also the beginning of clarity. The moment you say, wait, what am I doing? Is actually the start of something new.
I like that. It's not the end of the story. It's a turning point.
Exactly. Okay, quick pause here because before we go further, I want to mention something useful.
Go ahead.
If you want to practice with this video, you can shadow us. That means you listen to each sentence and you try to repeat it right after we say it.
If we're speaking too fast for you, you can slow the video down. And you don't have to catch every single sentence.
Just repeat what you can and keep going. Little by little, it gets easier.
And if these episodes are actually helping your English, subscribing really does help us make more of them.
It genuinely does. Okay, back to the topic. Let's talk about why we get lost in the first place.
So, why does this happen? Why do we end up feeling off course?
I think a big reason is that we listen to too many voices and not enough to our own.
Say more about that.
Well, think about how many people have an opinion on your life. Parents, teachers, friends, even people online you've never met.
Study this. Work here. Speak like this. Live in this city.
Everyone has advice, and a lot of it comes from a good place. People want to help you.
But over time, all those voices get loud, and your own voice gets quiet.
That happened to me in college. I picked a subject because it sounded impressive at family dinners, not because I actually liked it.
What happened?
Years later, I had the degree, but no real passion for it. Just a lot of confusion and, honestly, some regret.
Regret is such a heavy word.
It is. It means feeling sad or sorry about something you did or didn't do.
I think a lot of learners feel that with English too, actually. Someone told them to study one way, and it never really worked for them.
Right, and instead of finding their own way, they just kept forcing the method that wasn't working.
So, how do you find your own voice again?
I like to think of it as a small compass inside you, your gut, your instinct. If that compass gets pulled even a little off, you end up far from where you meant to go.
So the question becomes, am I doing this because I actually want to, or because I think I'm supposed to?
That question changes everything. There's a real difference between those two answers.
Sometimes the loudest voice in the room needs to be your own.
Okay, next part. Once you start listening to yourself again, something else shows up. Something most people try to avoid.
What's that?
Not knowing what's next.
Oh, uncertainty.
Exactly, uncertainty. Not knowing what will happen. We all want plans. We want clear answers. So when we don't have them, we panic a little.
But you don't think that's always bad?
No, honestly, I think uncertainty can be a gift, even though it doesn't feel like one.
How is not knowing anything a gift?
Because it gives you space. Space to think. Space to try new things. Space to actually rediscover what matters to you.
Can you give an example?
Sure, a friend of mine left his job with no real plan. Just a strong, uncomfortable feeling that it wasn't right for him anymore.
That sounds terrifying.
People thought he was a little crazy, honestly. And he told me later, he thought so too sometimes. But those next few months, he read more, he rested, he tried new small things.
And?
Slowly, a new direction just showed up. Not all at once, slowly.
So when things feel uncertain, you actually become curious again.
Exactly. You listen more, you try more. It's scary, sure, but it's also where a lot of the good stuff happens.
So if you're feeling unsure right now, that's okay. You don't have to have every answer today.
Just stay open. Stay a little curious. Trust that something is forming, even if you can't see it yet.
Actually, I want to connect this directly to English learning for a second, because I think it fits perfectly here.
Go ahead.
A lot of learners tell us they feel stuck, like they've been studying for months or even years, and they still freeze up in real conversations.
I remember feeling that exact way. I knew so many words, but the second someone actually talked to me, my brain just went blank.
That's such a specific kind of lost feeling. You're working hard, but it doesn't feel like you're moving anywhere.
Right, and that's when people start comparing themselves to others. Why can that person speak so easily? What's wrong with me?
But nothing is wrong with you. You're just in the uncomfortable middle part. The part where you know more than a beginner, but you don't feel confident yet.
That middle part is honestly the hardest.
It is. But it's also proof that you're actually learning. Beginners don't feel stuck like this because they haven't gone far enough yet to notice the gap.
So, feeling stuck with English is kind of a sign of progress, weirdly.
In a strange way, yes. It means your ear and your brain are more advanced than your mouth right now. That gap closes with time.
That's actually really comforting to hear.
It's true for life, too, honestly. Feeling stuck usually means you've grown enough to notice something isn't working anymore.
Growth with extra steps.
Okay, so once you accept that it's fine to not know everything, what's the next step?
I think it's looking inward, not at your to-do list, not at what everyone else expects from you.
But at what actually matters to you.
Right, this is where values come in. And I don't mean big, complicated ideas, just simple, honest truths.
Like what?
Ask yourself, what are 3 things I really care about? Maybe it's family, maybe it's freedom, maybe it's learning or kindness or your health.
And if you feel lost, it's often because you've slowly walked away from those things without even noticing.
That happened to me. I got so busy trying to be productive, I completely stopped doing the things that actually made me feel alive, like writing for fun, like calling old friends.
And when you looked back?
I realized I had drifted pretty far from who I actually was.
Drifted. That's a good word for it. It means moving slowly, without really deciding to, until you're somewhere you didn't plan to be.
Exactly. Nobody decides one day, I will now drift away from myself. It just happens, slowly, in small choices.
So reconnecting with your values is like steering the boat back.
Yes, you might still feel unsure, but now at least, you're moving in a direction that actually feels true.
Okay, so you know what matters to you again. What now?
Now, small steps. Really small.
Why small?
Because big change almost never happens all at once. One thing that really helped me was setting tiny goals.
How tiny are we talking?
On my worst days, I told myself, just write 1 sentence today. Or just take a 10-minute walk. That's it. Nothing more.
That sounds almost too small to matter.
It feels that way, but that one small action gives you something real, a sense of progress.
And progress builds on itself.
Exactly. It builds momentum. Momentum means the energy that keeps something moving forward once it's already started.
So the small win isn't really about the walk or the sentence. It's about proving to yourself that you can still move.
That's exactly it. Even saying 1 sentence in English out loud each morning can shift your energy for the whole day.
So if you're feeling stuck, you don't need a huge breakthrough. You need one small, easy win today.
And then you let it build from there. Okay, next thing. Even on your best days, some days are still hard. And that's why having people around you actually matters.
Do you have an example?
When I felt really lost, one of the best things I did was talk to a friend. Just one honest conversation.
What did you say?
I told him exactly how I was feeling, even though I felt a little awkward doing it. And he didn't try to fix me at all. He just listened.
And that helped?
It really did. Just knowing that someone understood me, even quietly, made a huge difference.
I think people forget that. It doesn't have to be a big, dramatic talk. A friend, a teacher, or even someone online can help just by listening.
And when you share what you're going through, something else happens too. You feel a little more accountable.
What does that mean exactly?
Accountable means feeling responsible for your own actions and choices. When someone else knows what you're trying to do, you're a little more likely to actually do it.
So if you're listening right now and you're feeling alone with this, reach out, send that message, make that call.
You're not weak for needing support. Honestly, it takes strength to ask for it.
Last part. Once you take even a small step, it deserves a little celebration.
We often wait to feel proud until we hit some huge goal. But what about the tiny victories?
The quiet moments where you kept going, even when it was hard.
We remember our mistakes so clearly, don't we? But the good moments, the brave choices, we usually forget those.
Even something like getting out of bed on a hard day, or finally starting that journal you keep talking about.
That's a milestone too. A milestone is an important step or moment in your journey, even a small one.
I actually started a little notebook last year. One side, I wrote down moments I felt stuck or unsure. The other side, what I learned from that time.
And looking back,
I realized I wasn't as lost as I thought. I was just growing, slowly, the whole time.
even when life feels messy, it's still your journey. The wrong turns teach you something too.
So maybe today, take a second and look at your own story. Think of a moment you felt lost and ask yourself, what did I find there?
Maybe you found patience. Maybe you found a friend. Maybe you found the courage to just begin again.
And that's genuinely worth celebrating. Not with anything huge, just a small smile, a deep breath, a quiet reminder that you're still on your way.
And honestly, that's enough.
Okay, we covered a lot today. Let's slow down and go through the key words.
First word, uncertainty. This means not knowing what will happen, feeling unsure about the future.
Example: there was a lot of uncertainty after I left my job, but I tried to stay calm about it.
Next, drift. This means to move slowly away from something without really deciding to.
Example: I didn't notice how far I had drifted from the things I used to love.
Next word, momentum. This is the energy that keeps something moving forward once it starts.
Example: once I started practicing English every morning, I built real momentum.
Next, breakthrough. A breakthrough is a big, important moment of progress, usually after a struggle.
Example: after weeks of feeling stuck, she finally had a breakthrough in her career.
Next word, regret. This means feeling sad or sorry about something you did or didn't do.
Example: he regretted not asking for help sooner.
Next, autopilot. This means doing something automatically without really thinking about it.
Example: I was living on autopilot for months before I noticed something was wrong.
Next word, milestone. An important step or event in your life or your journey.
Example: finishing my first English conversation without translating was a real milestone for me.
Next, mentor. A mentor is a person who gives you advice and helps you grow.
Example: my older sister became a kind of mentor for me during a hard year.
And our last word, crossroads. This means a point in life where you have to make an important decision.
Example: she felt like she was at a crossroads, unsure whether to stay or start something new.
So today's words were uncertainty, drift, momentum, breakthrough, regret, autopilot, milestone, mentor, and crossroads.
Let's put a few of them together in one short story. I'll start.
Okay, go ahead.
For months, I was living on autopilot, just going through my normal days.
Then one morning, I felt stuck, and I knew I was at a crossroads.
There was a lot of uncertainty about what to do next, and honestly, that scared me.
I realized I had drifted pretty far from the things I actually cared about.
So I talked to a mentor, someone I trusted, and just said it out loud.
Slowly, I built some momentum. Small steps, every single day.
Looking back now, I don't have much regret. That hard season taught me a lot.
And honestly, just getting through it felt like a real milestone.
9 words, used naturally in one short story.
That's always the real goal. Not just knowing the words, but actually living them.
Okay, let's wrap up everything we talked about today.
We started with what feeling lost actually looks like. Quiet, not always dramatic.
We talked about why we get off course, usually from listening to too many voices and not enough to our own.
We talked about uncertainty and how it can actually be a gift, even though it doesn't feel like one at first.
We talked about reconnecting with what really matters to you.
We talked about small steps, small wins, and how they build real momentum over time.
We talked about not doing this alone and how one honest conversation can change everything.
And we talked about celebrating the small, quiet moments, not just the big ones.
That's a lot of ground for one episode.
It is, but hopefully some of it stays with you today.
If you're feeling a little lost right now, we hope this helped, even a little.
Okay, it's time for our favorite part.
The question of the day.
Today, we actually have 2 questions for you.
First, tell us about a moment you felt a little lost or stuck. What did you learn from it?
And second, what is one small step you could take this week, even a tiny one?
I'll go first. A few years ago, I felt completely unsure about my career. I talked to an old professor, and just being honest about it helped more than I expected.
My turn. Last year, I felt really stuck with my English. So my small step was talking to myself in the shower every morning. It sounds strange, but it worked.
Small steps really do add up.
They really do. Now it's your turn. Write your answers in the comments, in English if you can.
Even one short sentence is perfect practice.
We read every single comment.
Everyone, we love hearing your stories.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today.
This topic felt a little different, but honestly, a good kind of different.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need to hear it today.
And subscribe to Speakeasy FM so you don't miss our next episode. New videos every week.
Remember, feeling lost isn't the end of your story. Sometimes it's actually the turning point.
Small steps, real honesty. That's usually enough to start.
From both of us,
Keep learning, keep practicing.
and have a wonderful day.
Bye, everyone.
Bye!